Hey, girlfriend, you know who you are. You have big, big dreams. You want to write a book, stand on a TED Talk stage, be a life coach offering wisdom from your RV in Montana, a cafe in Barcelona, or a beach chair in Tulum. Your other girlfriends and your family, they don't always get your biz savvy. Why do you want to leave your JOB? Because you're a C.A.T.S, aka coach, author, thought leader, and speaker. Meet other change makers like yourself and find out how they make it happen. This is the Big Meow podcast.
Welcome to the Big Meow, put on by C.A.T.S Network. I'm Angela Howard, and this morning I have Diana Murphy with us from Diana Murphy Coaching.
Yep.
Hello, Diana. Welcome.
Hey, good morning from sunny Atlanta.
Oh, I'm from sunny Knoxville, Tennessee.
We're close. I hope you're getting the same gorgeous day.
Yeah, finally. I think it's been a very rainy.
Finally is a yes.
So, Diana, you are the CEO of the Biz and Coach.
Yes.
Love that. So tell us more about you and your business.
Well, my story is a little more unusual in this space, and it's part of actually what makes me feel younger. I am in my 60s. I turned 64 on Saturday.
By the way, she doesn't look it.
Yeah. And I wish that wasn't like a thing in our, I wish I could be all frizzy gray hair and that would be great too. So I have a little thing on that. Women, we need to be comfortable with right where we're at. Yeah. But my story started when I knew I really wanted to be a coach 9 years ago, April. And I had no idea that I was going to be required to start a business so I could coach. And I didn't hesitate. I went all in. I knew I was supposed to be a coach. I knew this was some of the work that I do is so natural. And I knew it was just something I really wanted to do in my life. So I went all in, and I have been developing and loving and nurturing my business since that day.
Well, it says in your rap sheet that you've been doing this for about 8 years. Is that right?
Yeah. My 9-year anniversary is April 14th.
Wow. Well, congratulations. And celebrating milestones is something that we all need to do and love to do. So you're speaking to other coaches, authors, thought leaders, and speakers. That's our audience. And what you said piqued my interest, that you had to start a business to coach.
Yes.
So give us, okay, so we're all about support and giving each other some words of wisdom. First of all, 2 things. What did it take you to, I hear you in your voice like, oh yeah, I had to start a business, go from to, oh yeah, here we go, embrace.
Yeah.
And give us some words of wisdom for women who want to coach and have to start a business.
Yeah. So I have and I want to give this disclaimer. I have a more natural background in loving corporate and being part of a self-development company. I was with Gallup very early before StrengthsFinder was founded. I was part of the team that did the original interviews. Very cool. So I already had that thread, right? But I also am wired to be high achiever and to have the energy to start a business. But I don't believe all coaches need to have that. That's some of my work that I do with coaches and thought leaders and expert and trusted advisors that start their business, that they don't think they're wired or they don't have that same desire. I didn't realize I had a business in me. I did. And it was a beautiful, beautiful journey. I really enjoyed that part of it, almost sometimes too much. And that's been just part of the learning. But to encourage, however you are wired, you have community, you have ways to engage with people. I learned my role. I love gathering groups of people live and now very much on Zoom. I'm a hostess. I just integrated that natural ability of mine. And now I'm a facilitator of roundtables in my own practice. That's how I engage with my audience. So I want to encourage everyone out there to look not when we start a business, we feel like we go to the flat line, we know nothing. It's totally a lie. So one of the first coaching experiences I had with my coach was well, what's the low hanging fruit? And I literally had 5 or 6 things going on that immediately I took action on. And I created my first good revenue year. And I think that that's what all of us can do. Where you engage, where do you like attending networking? Where do you gather people? Who are your friends that you already know that you've done retreats with? Well, do one for them. You've done trips, so looking at your own organic strengths and your own situation and not letting your brain tell you that you know nothing about running a business. You do it in your way is the way that I help all my clients, and I encourage others.
So I'm a certified strength finder facilitator.
Oh,
Isn't
yeah.
that funny? So I'm
Yeah.
going to ask you,
I never studied. I'm not certified coach there, but I was there at the beginning and I understand strengths very, very well.
and strength. So this is something that's come up in another podcast as a words of wisdom from another coach. And she, how to start.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
how to start is, I think you're saying the same thing, is to focus on what you're good at.
Yeah. And go
And-
and hire everything the rest the minute you can. And even
Yeah.
at a time. I hired a VA. I am not a detail person. It really turns my brain off, almost my creative brain.
Yeah.
And so I know very well that I have got to, be in a space where I'm supported. And I recommend a lot of us wait to get that support. It's like, no, what are all the things you love in your business? Get as much support as you can afford with fractional help. Even on the front end, like invest in your business. Don't wait for the money to come to pay for those things.
Wow. Yeah, you are speaking my mantra. Definitely.
Oh, good. I
Well,
sense that. That's why you and I have, connected when I applied. It's like we've got some of the same philosophies and experiences. All of us will grow and learn these things. I want to help, and I feel like you want to help. We've got to support those owners to know some of the things they're getting in the way that they can solve very quickly.
Yeah, and we believe about networking in a community, a supportive community.
Yes.
That will replace, let's say, competition with collaboration.
Yes.
Yeah. So tell me what you love. I know you've said it, but what's your favorite thing about what you do?
Watching the transformation of my clients, that sometimes when they come in the door, they don't think they can do what I do. And that's not what I'm teaching them to do. I'm teaching them to do what they're meant to do. But they come in a space where they're discouraged or overwhelmed and I know very quickly, they also, no one ever invests in coaching if they don't have some hope that they can do it.
Yeah.
And as a coach, you need to honor that and help them to see their genius and watch them fly. And when I help my clients to get out of their way with some of the mindset and, stress and imposter syndrome, we can name them, all these things. They start flying quickly. And then I help them to integrate, like making that, like helping them to remind themselves in a really regular way, like celebrating and, some of the really positive things, to really keep showing them as we work together what is working. So that becomes their next new level. Like that's now where they're at and they can fly to the next space. So I love watching that process.
Yeah, it is. It's kind of heart lifting, isn't it?
It is. It is.
So share with us a recent challenge that you've had to transcend.
I am in a divorce process this year. So there's nothing that rocks someone, but I made the decision. There's a lot of nuance to it that we don't have time nor the privacy to share. But this happened for me August 21. And I quickly knew I didn't want to do this in a halfway. I knew I needed to be on my own, but we both, and this was collaborative. Thank God my partner was there. We invested in support right away. So we did this forward facing and very healthily. And I will tell you that I want to be the type of person that helps people understand that they can bookend even a long marriage. It's 40 years. And you can bookend that, honor it, and move forward in the health of both people, even through those tough spots. And I had things in place to support my business. And I did not have the revenue year I'd hoped this year, but I know my energy created this gorgeous selling of house in the top of the market and all those types of things. So sometimes our energy as a solopreneur will go in other ways, but we still create I created revenue just in a different way this year, in addition to my client load. And I'm starting this year strong because I've created such a gorgeous space to live in.
You're quite a role model for us,
I hope so, but I also never want people to think that they can't have something that they hear today, and you or I, that like, if you looked at me 9 years ago, you'd not even recognize me.
So that changed my entire next question. So what changed then? So give me
investing in coaching the entire time I've been a coach.
So you have a coach also.
Always, never have been without one,
Yeah,
ever.
right.
And it's a place that we can hesitate as coaches, and it's what gives me new ideas. I'm aligned with a coach right now that's offering her work in a way so I'm almost being mentored, even though all our coaching is very, very personal right now, because I'm going very deep with her, but it's giving me my growth in the place where I know I want to be pulling that same work into my coaching conversations here. It's where I learn so much about coaching, being coached. And
Wow.
it's really is getting out of your own way and seeing things. I was in ruts in different times and then knew to hire someone to help in that particular space.
Wow, that's a great nugget of wisdom. So what's next for you? What's your big picture?
I know that this is my multiplying year, but it's coming with a lot of ease. I fought really hard to be the 6-figure coach, and a lot of drama and mind drama in my culture, in my particular school around it. And I had this ugly thought that once I hit this certain revenue point, that others would recognize I was a good coach, and even I would recognize I was a good coach. I've been a good coach since I started. The first week I coached, I went deep and was helpful, and I've changed, but getting beyond that mindset was really key for me, that I needed to drop in and run my business in the way I wanted. And now I'm starting to fly, healing. And I feel I'm much more aligned because of healing my marriage relationship that wasn't working for me for a very long time. And so now my new vision is really just hopefully helping more and more, not just as a model, more and more clients, but also more and more collaborative type of things that you're talking about, like really helping others, where we bring this to their group of people, or I get to speak to your audience, or maybe just one person out there that is a fit for me as a client, or that I can mentor with a few conversations and support. And I'm all for it.
I really hear the collaboration in your voice,
Yeah.
and the community rising all ships. So we appreciate that here at C.A.T.S.
Yeah. And any way I can support someone here, I'm here for it. I really am.
My next question, how do we find you?
So my website is very easy, DianaMurphyCoaching.com. It's a long one, but I also have a podcast, and those are the two places I love. My email list is my community, and that's where I invite you in on events that I'm doing. But I also have a podcast called The Regret Proof Your Business.
Yeah.
And it's a place where you'll get to know kind of how I think. I always offer, I coach you basically in those calls, and offer stop the tape. Like, let's just, listen and answer your own questions. So those are the two ways that I support, and someone can get to know me, but don't be bashful. Engage on my list and find me on my website, DianaMurphyCoaching.com.
Wow, Diana, thank you so much for spending this time with us and really imparting your journey and your wisdom with us here at C.A.T.S.
I look forward to more. If there's any way I can support your community, please let me know, or please let me know.
Thank you.
Yes.
All right. Well, you have a rest of your day in that sunny Georgia.
Yes,
sunny
I will.
Atlanta.
All right. Happy Women's Day. It's National Women's Day today.
Is it today? Look at that.
Yes. So let's celebrate it today. Now they'll know when we recorded this. And I'm doing a women's event at noon that we didn't even plan on.
That's the best.
We didn't know the day. I think every day should be Women's Day.
I agree. All right. We'll see you down the road.
All right. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Okay. Bye.
Thanks for listening to the Big Meow podcast, sponsored by C.A.T.S Network. If you liked what you heard, please take a moment to subscribe and share this podcast with your friends. You can also join our network filled with positivity and possibility. Visit www.catsnetworking.com to join us and learn more, together with your magical, motivated, and mystical new friends at C.A.T.S Network. Let's transform 1 million lives with your message. Are you feeling isolated sitting at home in your PJs? Or perhaps you're tired of the comfy sweatpants with holes in them that are hidden just below the camera? I mean, you could puke at the thought of another day of Zoom meetings and reporting to your BOSS. Do you want freedom from your home office desk or the office cubicle? Do you want freedom from your current career? Or are you frustrated that your online biz dreams are going nowhere? It's all too overwhelming. Where do you start? All the tech, the choices, and your message. Yep, I said your message, your brand, your voice. What is it? Do you even know what that means? Do you need a biz coach but don't want to invest the big bucks? Let's face it, being a solopreneur is lonely, but you don't have to do it alone. And here's a solution. Join C.A.T.S Network. C.A.T.S Network is a woman-only membership community exclusively available to you, the life coach or executive coach, the author, the thought leader, or the public speaker. If you identify with this list or want to work on adding some of these to your skill set, C.A.T.S is the place for you. Check us out at www.catsnetworking.com. That's C.A.T.S networking.com. Because let's face it, cats are better together.